Welcome back to Fast Gadgets. So it's one of those lazy days after a really busy week, and I'm taking a look at a computer my wife picked up at a thrift shop that she actually got for $5. This one was in the Salvation Army, and nothing too awful exciting, but it is one of the older E-machines, and it actually does have, which I think is really cool, an SD card reader right in the front. Now the thing is covered in filth, so I'll probably have to clean it before I actually test it out. And it's got an expansion here that looks like nothing's in it, but we'll see when we open it up. And then a DVD plus, and it looks like RW, so it's read-write CD-RW drive as well. And one thing I do like about the E-machines, it's got a big sticker on the side, and this one was the T3656, and it was considered everyday computing, so you could browse the web, watch movies, supposedly, burn DVDs. And this one actually had Windows Vista Home Basic with Service Pack 1, Intel Celeron processor 440, and a graphics media accelerator from Intel 950, and a 160 gigabyte hard drive, and 1 gigabyte of DDR2 memory. I don't think I have any more DDR2. This thing must have ran terrible with Windows Vista and 1 gigabyte of memory, so I'll look around. I may get lucky and have something I can put in there, but I really doubt it. I know I've got DDR3 memory around, but I don't think I have any DDR2 that'll fit in here. But I'm sure if I wanted to do it, I probably could find some for pretty cheap. I will have to check out my P4, the HP Pentium 4 that I have. It might have DDR2. It's a Pentium 4 2.8 gigahertz, so I'll look in there. I did buy replacement RAM for it to upgrade it, so I might be able to take the RAM out of that and put it into this. But whenever it's one of those lazy days, I just like to do something with a computer, but not necessarily anything overly difficult. Just something to while the time away, but I don't feel like watching TV or something like that. And I was kind of curious what you do with older computers, if anything at all. I was wondering if anybody had older computers that they work on or refurbish for other people. Many of my students do not have computers, so that's one possibility. I could take this computer and refurb it. And I can see on the back here that it does not have an additional fan inside it. So I'm going to open it up. One thing I do like about these cases is they're relatively standard. So if I really wanted to, I could replace the power supply, the motherboard, pretty much anything inside. So let me grab my flashlight. So it does have an additional slot, PCI, and surprise of surprises, this one actually looks like it has PCI Express. That is crazy. I didn't expect that at all. So I suppose if I wanted to, I could put a nicer video card in. And I actually do have an NVIDIA card right here. The only thing about it is this thing has a Celeron processor, and wow, that is absolutely filthy in there. Probably should take that apart and clean it. Before I do all that, though, I'm going to see if this thing will even power up. And the hard drive's actually running on SATA. Again, a little bit of a surprise. So this one isn't that old of a system. And, you know, not bad for $5. Looks like it's got some kind of modem down there. I can't be sure what it is. It is a modem, though, because it's got the 2 jacks on the back. So that's pretty neat. I wonder if I could upgrade the processor on this board. That would be pretty cool. I'll have to check out and see how much RAM it can take. So let's get this thing powered up and see what it's capable of. See if it'll even boot up. So this eMachines has fairly typical connectors on the back. I've got a PS2 for a keyboard, PS2 for mouse. I actually have a serial port, parallel port, and VGA output. I don't see... That's kind of a bummer. It's got, looks like 4 USB on the back, but no HDMI out. The fact that the computer has PCI Express, I was kind of hoping it had HDMI out, but it doesn't look like it. So that's not a problem. I do have a really cool device I got a while back. Basically, it's a VGA out cable, and I can connect it to this computer here. And then on the other end, it converts it to HDMI, and I have used it with other computers, so it works really great. Now, theoretically, I'm supposed to be able to pump the audio through as well, but I've never had really good luck getting the audio to go through. And the device does have one USB plug because it actually takes its power from USB, which is no big deal. So I'll plug that in. And I guess I'll try plugging in the audio. We got to check and see which one's actually output. Looks like the green one is output. So, like I said, this did not work before, but what the heck, I'll try it again. Where'd it go? There it is. And I will plug that into the green, and we're about ready. All right. So I'm going to do a quick and dirty screen capture mode, just pointing at the screen, and if it actually powers up and it does halfway decent, why then we'll do something a little better. So I just plugged in the power, and of course these computers are as is, so one never knows what you're going to get. Alright, let's check inputs. Looks like I've got an input on HDMI 4, which should be this computer. So far, nothing. Up again. Wow, is that little CPU fan loud? Get that is covered up. Alright, I'm going to take the power out and see if still nothing on the screen. Connector up there. You can see it says I have a connection. Alright, it's definitely in HDMI 4, but I do have an extra cable. So I'm going to take my extra cable, which is actually plugged into HDMI 2. We're going to try that one. See if we get better luck. So the power supply in the back of this doesn't actually have a power off, which is no big deal. So I'll just pull the power plug. What's really strange about it, when I power it up, if you listen, you can hear it power up and then it shuts down and then there's a click click sound and then it powers back up again. So listen to this. Shuts all the way down and then there's a clicking sound and then it starts powering back up again. Alright, so I popped the modem out and nothing overly exciting as far as the modem goes. Looks like a simple WIN modem. Alright, let's give it another try. But still nothing. I think I'm going to try putting the memory in the other slot. No, it definitely doesn't like being in the right slot only. I figured out where the battery is. It's actually located in this slot right here. So I pulled the battery I'm going to wait 30 or so seconds, then I'll put it back in. All I have to do is push down on this little tab here, and I'm able to slide the battery right back in. And I do have a video card I can try out in that slot. I'm a little nervous about risking the card in here when I don't really know what's wrong yet, but we'll see. So I'm going to put this back in, and hopefully that reset the BIOS just in case it's something like that. Alright, hold on 1 second. Power it up again. See if that did any good. And still nothing on the screen. Alright, I say we try the video card. Alright, the video card's in there. It was a really tough fit. The back of the case has a device that it's like a door you swing over the, instead of having to put screws in, there's just a little door here. You can actually see it moving right there. So it just closes, and it's in the way. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, nothing on the screen, so I'm not thinking it's a video issue. Alright, well, next thing I tried was jumpering the BIOS to short the CMOS, which did not work. And the last thing I tried, I got a Corsair 700 watt power supply hooked up, and it also did not work. So, unfortunately, I don't have DDR2 RAM. That's the only other thing I can check, and I don't have another processor. So maybe I'll order one. I could get a Core 2 Duo or a Pentium 4 or something like that for pretty cheap and try those out. It'd be cool if the board was still working and I could put maybe a Pentium 4 or something like that in here. And with the PCI Express slot, I'd get halfway decent video card performance and maybe a little bit more RAM now that I've found the motherboard manual. But just goes to show you can't win them all. But I do know the power supply is okay, and I know that the modem is okay, which I don't really care about the modem. Can't say on the hard drive yet, so I guess we'll see. I do have another computer, and at some point I'll bring that one in and play around with it too. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll power right up. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Fast Gadgets.